proven to be an expensive sign. At least Mkhitaryan can sit here and say, you know, I did the Everton thing where I gave 2 assists. At least, you know, Kolasinac wasn't always bad at Arsenal, just never wasn't there. You know, Cedric, no one had expectations, but Willian, you're on peas, bro. I'm not someone that even cares about. It's not my money. I don't get paid that. You know, I'm a football fan. I think in today's day and age, we get too hung up on finances and the money a club is working on and bonuses and all things that, unless you're in the office, you don't truly know, or it shouldn't be of relevance to fans. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Big save, Leno. I still have criticisms of Leno. I have to maintain it. I can't be reactionary. I genuinely feel, for me personally, if all the areas at Arsenal was addressed, like every area we talk about to be top 4 contenders, I genuinely would look at Leno. I'm not saying I would force Leno out, but I would look at, can we do better? Because I think there's criticisms of Leno. But once again, today, quality player, and he's been playing quality sort of thing, man. Boy, bro, if Renaissance there, we lose. But, you know, it wouldn't even just be Renaissance's fault. We would have let ourselves down. Like you saw, if that Andy Carroll chance went in, we could only blame ourselves because we'd have to be playing catch up, and that's actually something that was going through my head in the game. Don't go a goal down to then wait to need to wake up and say, okay, cool, let's not lose this. We're playing a game of football. That was my one worry when I was seeing the half chances with Andy Carroll, is that they get the one chance and then we're chasing the game and we have a good fight to the end, but ultimately we lose. I definitely agree with you. The passes are too slow. It gives defenders time to close down the recipient of the pass. Why can't we pass the ball with more energy? Because, again, we made a lot of changes which took the fluidity out of it, and we're playing with limited players and players that aren't fully confident, you know, limited players. Like, I like El Nene. I think El Nene did all right today. I don't think he was bad, but he's limited in that regards. All he knows is 5-yard passes. The one guy who can kind of do that, Xhaka, needs too much time and's got a lot of deficiencies in his game. Joe Willock, again, he needs to go out on loan for me. These cup games are not going to help Joe Willock because you're seeing it. Joe is good when you need energy and an engine. You saw it. Joe put himself around. He got in the trenches today. But the overall quality you need on the ball, the other side of being a midfielder, he struggles with. You're going to end up like Coquelin if you don't improve. You know, Coquelin had his little phase here, you know, had a little run, found his little thing with Santi and Ramsey in the middle of the park. I think Ozil at a time. But eventually, it don't last forever, and you want to see a bit more quality in Joe. You know, the first touch, the weight of pass, who you're actually playing it to, these things you should, at 21 years of age, you shouldn't be finished article, but you're a bit behind in that. And I think Joe is only going to really get there if he gets 20-30 games somewhere, playing week in, week out, you know, the occasional. And there's also something to be said in playing consistent games, because even if he played a blinder, you know, against Palace, is he starting? You know, to a degree, Joe has played a couple of games on the spin, has played his way into form, but you're still seeing the naiveties on the ball. So Joe isn't tied and tested in that role. I think that the pivot role is him. He's definitely better there than in the Emil Smith-Rowe role, but he needs to offer a bit more. El Nene is limited, and if we're honest, beyond this season should be moved on. You know, Xhaka is one of the best midfielders in the world when he's got a million years on it. When he's got 5 seconds, he's poor. And that's not a criticism. That's just what the man has shown me. You know, shout out to Xhaka because he only scores worldies and he tried to score a mad thing in the game as well. And that, even that, I can remember Xhaka's shots. I can remember Saka to a degree. I can remember Smith-Rowe putting himself around. Lacazette shooting when he shouldn't have. But these are substitutes. Why am I saying that? These are the men that are playing week in, week out for Arsenal right now. We should be saying this from the start. You lot should have set pace. And I don't think it was there. Of course, I guess based on how Arteta laid the players out, you could attribute some of that to him. But I think it's the players started slowly, and they're just lucky that Newcastle are shot on confidence and have less quality in terms of converting chances to goals than us, really and truly. I don't know who told Joe Linton he's Adriano, but it just weren't banging. You know, it is what it is. I think Pepe had a positive game to answer. It's gone. Going to answer someone's question. He did, man. You have to give Xhaka credit, bro. Just because Xhaka understood what we needed to do, El Nene is between El Nene not having the ability, and I think El Nene is quite scared to play those passes. He's very scared, and I did feel at times, especially defensively, we were doing a couple of dumb stuff. Like, I think there was one time David Luiz headed it and Tierney couldn't get it out, and it almost presented an effort to Newcastle. There was half chances like that were arising, people. I just want to see a bit more polished from our players, because Joe Willock doesn't come across as being polished, in my opinion. Like I said, even with El Nene is a bit more experienced. But when we're playing these games, people, where you're playing United or you're playing City or you're playing games where we're trying to be the inferior team or sit back and things. These midfielders look wavy. When you need a bit of ability on the ball, they're struggling. Joe, I think he could be coached, but again, coached to what level? El Nene, I think we're at where we're at. Xhaka carries a lot of different deficiencies with that, you know. So Bios, no part to play today, was quality against West Brom. But games like this highlight why we need a midfielder, because when we're winning games like we've done 4 in a row now, it's not really a thing. But when we start losing and you start seeing it's only then everyone wants to speak about. And this is why I said, regardless of the form, we need to keep the pressure on the club to make changes, because a lot of these players are hot and cold. A lot of them are in form. You know, only a couple of these players are actually good, consistent players, people. It is what it is in that regards, firmly. And, you know, Joe has to ask himself some questions. Joe probably will not go out on loan. It's probably not advisable because we need to keep him now for depth. But next season, he needs to go and play week in, week out, somewhere where he might be able to play 5-10 games in a row or on the spin, because I don't think he's learning enough. I think he's quite behind. And to be fair, you're right. When Saka came on and Lacazette and Smith Rowe, you see in 1-2's little zips, parts of play and things like that. And immediately we looked a bit better. Carman wanted to go forward, people. You know, I'm going to eat soup. To be fair, I have to order on delivery, so that food ain't coming for a while, man. To be fair, Dow Square, I think Luis and Pepe were calm, to be fair with you. I personally feel that. I agree with the rest, though. Personally. Big up yourselves, people. Marie has held his own so far. To be fair with you, I feel he can be a competent defender and step in. I'm still kind of scared about his lack of pace, and I still see elements, but he's playing quite well. Hopefully, it can keep going. Can keep going, bro. You look, I don't need to add anything. I'm just going to put the comments. Willian hasn't been convincing since the Fulham game. OSL has said Willian isn't convincing. Carlito has said DG. Willian, I think he means Willian. Willian is finished. Most def not going to get better as he gets older. And we've seen him play 10, not consistently, but he's played 10. He's gone left. He's gone right. The one variable is that Willian hasn't done nothing, people. You know, he's even looking a yard slower. And it's crazy, you know. Again, it's got to the point where I'm not even blaming Willian for you starting now. That's the one thing I'm at Arteta, Carl. We know we need to nip this guy in the bud, and I think Arteta is running out of patience personally, because he's starting to clip him now. You know, how many times has Willian got 90 minutes or so? Well, how's he done that? I think he's getting upset, and the problem now is we're not really a club that when we make mistakes with players, even on the best of days, players that are actually good, we struggle to sell them for decent P's or make the right decision. So bad players, we struggle to move them off, people. And how we're going to get Willian, I don't know, because he's on a big contract. He's got a 3-year deal with an option of a 4th. You're going to have to offer him out for free and try and tempt them. You might even have to, you know, you've paid him a sign-on bonus. You've paid him a weekly wage, so you're still technically going to be in a loss. But let's get that one gone come the summer. I'm not naive enough. I don't think he's gone in January this month, but sooner rather than later, you know, Arteta is going to learn the easy way with just dropping him or the hard way, because people like Willian is what's going to get you sacked. You know, you dropped out, Willian, we're playing better. You know, you brought him on off the bench. You know, you started him today. Didn't take his chances. Obviously, Martinelli, we're waiting to hear about Martinelli's injury and things like that and seeing how that one there develops, hoping it's nothing serious. Let's keep that there because I want that program. Where was I was gonna go on Arsenal.com and just see if there's anything about people, if there's anything. Is there anything lagging about in relation to Martinelli? No, there isn't yet. So that will probably be an update for tomorrow, people. But like I said, people like Thingy are gonna lose your job. People like Willian are gonna lose your job, and I don't understand that Willian. You know, Willian playing. You know, sorry, people. Willian playing is costing other people opportunities. You know, Reece Nelson, it's not that he's amazing today, but I'd rather him get game time. I'd rather Pepe get game time. I'd rather use a young winger in the team, even if you force Balogun out wide. I'd rather not use him, and you know, I'd rather give Martinelli. I'd rather, like, Willian is not doing anything constructive for us. We're paying him a weekly wage. We've paid him a signing on fee. We actually have to pay him a match appearance fee, and there's probably all different sorts of bonuses. And he's just taking a piss in every game, really. Like, he's just looking worse and worse. And the worst thing is when you have on the best of days, you have a bad player, but a bad player in that hasn't got any confidence is a cocktail for even more of a disaster. It's not someone that's going to help you progress forward. It's not someone that can actively help you in your goals. And I don't know what Willian has over this club, but I don't understand Willian playing because, again, he had the, you know, the one man that's believing in him in Arteta. He's not taking his chance. Now, I'll be fair to Willian. He's missed out the last couple of games and stuff. So you are going to lose some sort of rhythm. Not that he had any, but what can you say? You know, these sort of players will always show their levels. They will always show it. And this is why I'm saying, people, we need to keep, the board need to make changes. You know, we shouldn't have to cry for Smith Rowe to make the changes. You know, we shouldn't have to wait for Xhaka to come on to play a ball forward. Or every midfielder at this football club, obviously you have different guys for different roles, but every guy on this football club, which we're meant to, I know we're not the Arsenal of tomorrow, yesterday, but every centre midfielder should be comfortable on the ball. I shouldn't be talking about 5-yard passes, first touch, showing for the ball, playing the ball forward. I'm seeing Marie and David Luiz looking like they're offering more than certain man. I shouldn't say that. You know, we shouldn't have to rely on someone of Xhaka's caliber, with all due respect, because he played well. I'm just looking at this without emotion of this game and long term. We shouldn't be crying for these things. You know, these are basics. These are basics. But it is what it is, man. You know, the main encouragement for me is that fair enough, they came off the bench. The subs who are going to play in the league, oh, I hope so. You know, you can't really drop Smith Rowe. You know, Lacazette deserves to start, and Bukayo Saka is a gem. Hopefully Martinelli's cool, but they all look bright. Obviously not Martinelli because he didn't play, people, but you get the point. You know, so while Marie did hold his own, I'm not too sure of his level. So yeah, like you said, bro, wrap them man there in cotton wool. Like, wrap them in cotton wool.